Hello my dear students, I hope you all are very fine. Okay, today we are going to discuss adaptations in aquatic plants. What it means. Aquatic means water, you all are knowing. Aquatic plants means those plants that grow in water. Okay, yes, it is interesting now that plant cannot grow only on the land but in the water also. Okay, so these plants are known as aquatic plant. That means those plants that grow in the water or near the water, that are known as aquatic plants. We can divide these aquatic plants into three categories. First is floating plant, second is fixed plant, third is underwater plant. What is the difference between these three? Floating plant is used to float on the surface of the water. Okay, they are not attached in any way from the bottom of the water bodies. They used to only float on the upper surface of the water. Fixed plant is used to float on the surface of the water, but their root is attached with the ground. Okay, that's why they are known as fixed plant. Okay, fixed aquatic plant, because their root is fixed in the ground. Whereas underwater plant are submerged plant. They are totally present inside the water. Okay, so briefly this is the basic difference between these three type of aquatic plants. But what are the adaptation found in these three types of the aquatic plant, we will discuss. So let's start. First, we are going to discuss about the floating plant. Floating plants are having very spongy body, very light body, and that help them to float on the surface of the water. Okay, what they need, they have to float. That means they have to be light in the weight. Okay, have you seen the balloon ever? Why the balloon used to float? When you will blow the air in the balloon, okay, the balloon become very easy and they used to move here and there. They become very light. The same concept is used in the floating plants also. Okay, the floating plants are very spongy. Okay, and they float on the upper surface of the water because air is filled in the leaf or in the stems, whatever they are having inside their body. The air is filled in the empty spaces, and this make their body very light, and that help to float on the surface of the water. Okay, if you will see, there is not any root. Okay, or if they are having, they are very small. Okay, so they don't have any root system. And if some plants are having also, then they are very small, and that used to float on the upper surface of the water just below their body. Okay, so what is the adaptation? Only two adaptation you have to keep in the mind about the floating plant. First, their root is not attached with the ground. They are having very small root. Okay, because there is no need. If they will be attached with the root, they cannot float very easily on the surface of the water. Okay, they cannot change their place. So they are not having any very developed root, and their root is also not attached to the water bed. Water bed means, what is the meaning of water bed? Water bed means the bottom of the water bodies. Second, they have a spongy body that make them light to float. Okay, just now I told you the air is filled in their body parts that make them spongy and light in weight. Okay, that help them to float on the surface of the water. Some examples of the floating water is water lettuce, water lettuce, water hyacinth, duckweed, which is also known as wolffia, and the bladderwort. Bladderwort is the example of the carnivorous plant also. Okay, they are the insectivorous also. So you can see there is not any developed root. If you will see this picture, we are taking these duckweed in our hand. You cannot see any of the root, okay, in this plant. So these plants don't have any developed root, or if some plants are having, you can see this water hyacinth is having very less amount of root, and that is also floating along with the other leaves and flower. Okay, so these are about the floating plant. Next we are going to discuss is fixed plant. Why the name is given fixed plant? Because their root is attached to the ground. Have you seen the lily ever? Or the lotus? Okay, if you will take it out, you can find they are attached to the bottom of the water bodies, that is water bed. Okay, they are fixed into the mud of the water bodies. Their root is developing, their root is attached to the mud or the ground of the lake or the pond, wherever they are growing. Okay, so first adaptation is the root of these plant are fixed in the mud to the at the bottom, okay, so that they can be fixed at one place. This is the reason the lotus cannot move from one place to another place. Okay, water lily cannot go from one place to another place because their root is fixed in the ground now, so they can only move at their places back and forth. Okay, but they cannot change their place. Second is the leaves are very broad and float over the surface of the water. Yes, if you will see, they see how much big leaf is there. Okay, the lotus also and the water lilies also are having the very broad leaf that help them to float. Okay, and the downside, you can see the downside of the leaf is merged into the water. Upper surface is only exposed to the air. Okay, and that's why stomata is present only the upper part of the leaf. Okay, the leaf are, first of all, the leaf are very broad and float over the surface of the water. Second, their leaf is having the stomata which is only present on the upper surface. Okay, the lower surface is all the time in contact with the water. Okay, and the stomata will be blocked, so there is no need to have the stomata on the lower surface of the leaf. The stomata is always present on the upper surface. Next, the leaf is having the waxy coating to prevent from the water. Yes, all the time these leaf has to be in the water. If they will not have the waxy coating, that means if they will not have the sticky and the very thin coating over the surface of the leaf, they will spoil. Okay, because all the time they have to live in the water. That's why the next adaptation is the leaf is having the waxy coating. The last, their stems are hollow and light. If you will get the chance to cut the stems of water lily or the lotus or water lily, you can see in between of the stem it is hollow. Okay, it is hollow, so that it will be easier to present in the water. Otherwise, if they will be hard, they will be broken. Okay, with the water always used to move the plant like this. If they will be hard, they will be broken. That's why their stem is hollow and light, so that they can move very easily in the water. So these all are about the fixed plant, and the examples are lotus and water lily. The third type of aquatic plant we are going to discuss is underwater or submerged plant. Underwater plants are also known as submerged plant. Why do you know that? Because all the time they are inside the water. Their whole body is merged in the water. Understood? That's why these are known as underwater. That means they are growing inside the water, or they are totally merged. They are completely merged in the water. That's why they are known as submerged plants also. So what are the adaptation? Do these plants have the root? Yes, these plants are having the root. Okay, and that is attached to the ground also. These plants completely merged inside the water. First I have discussed. Okay, second, their root is attached to the bottom of the water bodies. Okay, they are growing in the mud. Okay, their roots are attached with the mud. Next, these leaves have narrow and thin and with no stomata. Okay, this is very, very important to keep in the mind. These plants do not have stomata on the leaves. Okay, why? Because all the time they have to merge in the water and the stomata will be blocked. So there is no need to have the stomata. Then how they used to breathe? Okay, they used to breathe with the help of the stems. Okay, the stomata is present on the stem. The stems are flexible and they can bend with the water flow. You can see these plants are having very, very soft and thin stems. Why? Because if they will have the hard and they will have the thick stem, the water keep on flowing and the water can break their stems, and it will be very difficult. You all are knowing, when the water used to flow, it create the resistance for the for the plant. Okay, they can moved away. Okay, or due to the water pressure, their stems can be broken if they will not have soft and flexible. That's why it is very important to have the flexible stems with these plants, so that when the water is blowing, they can bend their body and again they can stand. Otherwise, if they will very hard and tight, then the water resistance can break their body. Okay, the plant will be destroyed. That's why third adaptation is they must have flexible body. The last, the plant clean water by removing carbon dioxide. Very very important. You all are knowing, in the water not only plant but the animals are also living. Okay, and they are releasing carbon dioxide continuously, and that carbon dioxide is used by these plants. Okay, so these plants are using carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen, which is used by the aquatic plant. Okay, in this way the balance of the oxygen is maintained in the water bodies. Okay, so these underwater plants are very very important to clean the water. Cleaning the water means see, plants are not only useful on the land also, because they are taking the carbon dioxide from the air and giving us oxygen, and in the water also the plants are taking the carbon dioxide and giving the oxygen. They are cleaning the water also. So nice, na? And this is the reason why we keep the underwater plant in our aquarium. Okay, in our aquarium we used to grow some of the hydrilla or some of the tape grass, so that our turtle and our fish can take the oxygen very very nicely. Some examples of the submerged plant are hydrilla, pondweed and tape grass, which is also known as Vallisneria. Okay, so some name you should know, it can come in the exam. Vallisneria is the name of the tape grass only. So I hope you all have understood all the adaptation which is found in these three types of aquatic plant. Thank you so much for watching.